Okay, the next film we're reviewing is Charlie St. Cloud, and this is an abomination of a film that I cannot believe even happened. Now this is not, okay, for all you girls out there who are already ready to turn this off, do not. This is not a knock against Zac Efron. In the past, I have referred to him as a very talented actor. He was very good in Me and Orson Welles last year. He was also really good in 17 again, which I enjoyed. But he is just, in this film, is not his fault. I'm saying that right now. He tries everything he possibly can with the material he's given, but let's face it, the guy is not experienced enough to make a purse out of a sow's ear quite yet. Charlie St. Cloud is just really just a complete and utter mess. It's like Hurricane Katrina hit it and came back again and hit it some more. This is how much of a mess this film is. Now, of course, one of the quotes in this film, I gotta bring this up. It's okay. I got it right here. Is trust your heart if the seas catch fire. Live by love. Through the stars walk backward. Now, as we learn from this character of Charlie St. Cloud, which again, when you look on the outside, this is an intriguing character, and it's a quote from poet E. E. Cummings about taking chances, and it couldn't literally be about stars walking backward because that's just utterly ridiculous. But you see, the act of, it's about the act of stepping outside your boundaries and doing something from your own comfort zone. And you know what I mean? It's something, going to church that I hear quite a bit about, stepping out of comfort zones and just getting out there. Now, unfortunately, the people behind Charlie St. Cloud must have been looking for the stars to walk backward or the seas to actually catch fire because, well, this film they created is one without any chance of survival and without risk of any kind, and just a big, old Hollywood cop-out, which I am downright sick and tired of. I cannot believe that they went the routes that they went in this movie. I was just left pounding my head against the seat constantly. Well, not really. It would have bugged the crying girls in front of me, but whatever. Anyway, going on. Charlie is played by Zac Efron, of course. He's a very successful high schooler. He just received, boating scholarship, yada yada yada, to the college of his choice, and his, of course, his younger brother Sam, played by a talented enough actress, Charlie Tahan, is like, they're really close. Really looks up to his older brother, and then of course you all see for the previews he dies being hit by a drunk driver. Now, of course, that's very early in this film, and he makes a promise to meet Sam in the woods. He sees his dead brother. Is all in his head. Is it really a ghost? I really don't know. I really don't care. They really don't. They try to explain this in a very, deep way. I still didn't get it by the end. Now, of course, years pass, and he's ignoring the promise he made, and he stays grounded in his hometown. Pretty much becoming a hermit, more or less. And that's the thing, of course. And then the girl from Charlie's past comes walking into his life again. Yada yada yada. Again, I don't know how many times I've said this on the show. If anybody had a nickel for how many times I said this on the show, we'd be richer than Bill Gates and many Middle Eastern princes combined. I don't mind cliches if stuff is done with them, if original stuff is done with those cliches. Again, I just reviewed Dinner for Schmucks, a movie that had a few comedic cliches, but they did something special with it. That's all a movie needs to do. That's why I hate chick flicks. They use well, most of them anyway. They use the same cliches, but then they do something, but they don't do anything with it. Letters to Juliet was a chick flick. They did something with those cliches. That's why it was a good movie. But here, this is just not good. Now, of course, the thing that Charlie finds himself torn between the promise of his life and the promise he made to a dead person that might not even be real. Now, of course, the serious problem is evident throughout the film because it involves a boat race with Charlie and Sam, and it's just the whole mystical game of catch. Just none of it just seems to come together in the right, proper ways. I really don't see how this film could have been get any substance of any message they're trying to send. I really don't know. So what? You come into your comfort zone, stop being a little whiny jerk, and just get out there. That's all this movie's really telling me. And what it's also telling me is that they cannot do anything here. It all comes down to choices, really. How hard is it to approach a lot of these things, I wonder? It's really not. He's just, oh, woe is me, pity me, yada yada yada. Okay, I understand that. Sometimes people want, to people to feel bad for them at times, and have sympathy. Sympathy is not always what you would say. Obviously you get sympathy from your friends when something bad is happening, but it's been 5 years, for crying out loud, and that's why I cannot like this character. I cannot get into this character. And maybe if it was like maybe 5 or 6 months later, that might have been even more bearable. But either way, it could not just save this dredge of a film. Now, we're offered like a lot of flashbacks, and it just seems as though that they're unnecessary. It's more so to give us an understanding of what their relationship was like and whatnot. Now, the thing is that another thing too, I found that its emotional weight just weighs too down. They're trying way too hard to draw and tug at the heartstrings. When a movie tries to do that sort of, when it tries to intentionally make someone cry, it's really not doing it. You make someone cry on genuine emotion in a film. You do not go out of your way to just, pull the heartstrings as hard as you can. You make genuine emotion of it. That is not what this film does. This film is completely full of phony emotions that any Zac Efron fan would probably fall for, and I hated this movie. Now, this movie doesn't even have a proper identity. You cannot forget this. The finale is just too cliche here. And I also got to say that Donald Logue, best known for his role on the sitcom Grounded for Life many years ago, as well as having good supporting roles in films like Just Like Heaven and a good starring role in The Tao of Steve. If you can find that one, watch it. It's very funny. And he's a very funny actor. He's completely wasted here, doing absolutely nothing but just spouting off unnecessary cliche lines about being a backup character, and saying, what's wrong with Charlie and whatnot. It just doesn't work. He has nothing to offer this movie. Zac Efron has nothing to offer this character, and nothing can save this film. This is what emotional films should not be, should avoid at all costs being. Charlie St. Cloud is a big, giant waste of time. I give it the big fat 0.